whole
There we go.
Hello. This is Kelsey here from the Artwork Center with Katie Stromlund, our Austin, Minnesota painter. This is our first Facebook Live, so you'll have to cut us a break if we sound crazy. But today we're just going to have Katie talk a little bit about herself and her paintings, and it's just a couple minutes just so you guys feel like you get to know her a little bit better. So why don't you tell us when you started painting and what inspires you?
Sure. Okay, so I started painting, I was trying to think about that today. I don't remember ever not painting, but I started painting like this for spaces and stuff maybe around 15 years ago. I originally began so that I could have stuff in my house. So if I had a wall that I needed something on in my living room, I would paint specifically for that space. So that's kind of how it started. My kids' bedrooms and all of that. I don't know, so it kind of started that way. Also in the beginning, I didn't always have all the right equipment or stuff, so my husband started making me frames out of old 2x4s that we had laying around. And then, I'm just gonna take this one off. I would stretch old sheets, or you can see what this one's a little tall. So I just use old fabric to stretch over for canvases, and that kind of started in the beginning, and it worked really well, so I just ran with that. So.
And your husband still makes all the frames?
He still makes all the frames. We still use reclaimed lumber, and I still use repurposed fabric. I use a lot of old bed sheets. It's just kind of a good way to repurpose.
Yeah, reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's right.
What is your favorite thing to paint?
My favorite thing to paint are illustrative landscapes, just because I can play with different color combinations. So kind of like this sort of thing where either a blue sky and some green grass, or inverting that and doing kind of lime green on top, or you know what I mean. I really like the color block I just like that look.
Okay.
So
what made you start doing the little animals? We have a goose and a bunny and a walrus.
Right.
We have pigs.
Oh, yeah. So the first couple animals that I did a fox. Just again for my kids' bedroom. And it was really well received, and it's fun to paint. It feels kind of sassy, and I kind of like that. So I paint that one again and again. But yeah, mostly for nurseries. But it was funny because in Wales and stuff, usually when I paint animals, I have kids' bedrooms in mind. But it's been that's not necessarily the market that it sells to. A lot of people will put them above a sofa, or
I have two foxes that hang right next to each other.
I love it
because they are so sassy.
They are sassy, but I don't know. For a while, I was painting things that I'm afraid of, like I'm terrified of rabbits. So
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
and cats.
Yeah, not me.
So, I don't know. So I like to do kind of a silhouette of a cat with like a snarky no, or I'm not sorry, or you know what I mean. So I don't know. So thanks. I paint things for kids' rooms, or things that I'm afraid of, or things that I want in a specific space.
So the kids will grow up not being afraid of cats and bunnies?
Well, hopefully. Yeah.
What are some artists that inspire you?
Oh man, that's a really good question. You know what? I like Jackson Pollock for just the whimsical, manic approach that he has. I like Dale Chihuly, just the interesting shapes and colors. That's a really good question. I don't know. In art history classes, I would just be fascinated by the stories of the people who, really got so focused into their art that they maybe went a little off the deep end. And I don't know. It's kind of just a fascinating when they're just so into their art, and you can kind of see, maybe where they're at emotionally by what they create.
So from what I know, you started painting for yourself,
Yeah.
and then you were like, oh, people would buy these, and you started small.
Yes.
And then you were involved in some indie markets or craft shows or the festival.
Yeah.
And now you've been here for years.
Yeah.
for like at least 5 years.
It's been that long? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'd like to tell all of you, this is all of Katie's work that has been produced, and this is all of Katie's work for a while.
Yeah, I'm taking a little break.
She's known for taking breaks.
Sorry.
We're on a break.
We're on a break. I get a little burnt out, and so I'm a little burnt out right now. And so, yeah, you have everything that's available is here
Well,
for an unknown amount of time.
And I want to comment on Katie's prices.
Yeah.
They are incredibly reasonable for a one-of-a-kind painting. Why is it that you do that?
Oh, that's another selfish. I paint. So my husband's a teacher, and I stayed home for a long time. So I wanted to price them so that someone like me could afford to buy something. So I just love that people can afford to buy it. I think art should be, I mean, I know there are some things that they just need to be priced high for whatever reason, and I honor that. But my stuff is really illustrative and whimsical, and my price point of it isn't, I keep it low so that someone like me could afford it.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks
Our
for having
time
me.
is up. I believe we'll be doing one of these again soon, so make sure you like our Austin Area Arts page, like Katie's page, Katie Stromlund Original Acrylics. And Katie does teach classes here, so keep your eye out for maybe a fall or winter class possibly.
Yes, that'd be fun.
And have a wonderful weekend. Bye.